What is up, everybody? It is Joe from JLW Games, and I'm coming at you with another cool video, and we're back in Planet Coaster in the one and only Time City once again. Yeah, that fast, right? Anyways, we have a very awesome episode today. We got started on the first roller coaster in the last episode. In this episode, we're going to be working on the theming of that roller coaster, along with a little bit of detailing of the hotel here. I did start off a little bit with detailing it. Because it is has a lot of detailing to do. There's still a lot to do with this hotel. Like it's not even close to being done. Like there's just so much detailing that needs, and there's a lot. It's gonna take quite a few episodes before I get that, especially if I go slow paced as I am right now with where I'm going with it. So. That hotel will hopefully come together soon, and this is going to be our first episode. We're going to start theming a little bit of the coaster we built. So what we're going to be doing is doing mostly like more natural theming. So like as you can see right here, we're doing a little bit of terra painting, and we're going to be doing mostly like trees and bushes and foliage. And we actually, I was debating throughout the episode if I was going to do the station as well, and we actually end up doing the station as well in this episode, or at least getting the station started. We got pretty much the station in its raw bones, raw skeleton, and if you want to call it that, just like at least like started. We got the station started. Like it's got the shape, and it just needs details now. So that's kind of where we went with that. But this entire coaster is going to be pretty much as if it was in a jungle of some sort. So that's going to be the idea behind it. So there's a lot of foliage and trees throughout this entire area. At least there's going to be when it is complete. We're still working on a little bit of the storyline of the ride. The ride's going to have a storyline, of course. And the whole idea is that you have time travel to this time period as well. So it's going to be based kind of around that theme as well. So you're still within the time travel theme, and pretty much you time travel to this period, and this is kind of like the coaster of your wake-up call to time travel, kind of. And the idea that I'm going with is that you're kind of confused of where you're at, and then all of a sudden you're kind of running through this jungle trying to stay alive, pretty much, because you're being chased by all these dinosaurs and different creatures in that matter, and you're just trying to stay alive. So you get in this vehicle, and you pretty much get out of there as quick as you can. So that's kind of like a general basis of the theming of the ride. So we're looking at different names for the ride, and a couple of good suggestions came up. Dinosaur Run was one of those, and there was a couple different ones, and I really want to have like something run maybe in the title, like at least something with run in the title. I think it would fit it quite nicely, but there's nothing final just yet, but it's gonna be a nice coaster, family coaster as well. And there's just gonna be some really cool theming elements to this, and I can't wait to get some dinosaurs within the world as well. And yeah, it's just a really cool thing, and I hope you guys think so as well, because I really like how the station turned out as well. It's one of my more proud stations that I've done, at least of what I have done of it. I've really kind of trying to go all out within the detail of the station this time around, so I want my stations to really kind of pop out and really go, wow, he put a lot of effort into that station. So you're going to see a lot of different, like, excuse me, you're going to see a lot of different details like cubbies and fences, and really decorating the op booths as well. So the op booths look really good, and not just plain. The op booths will also have the theming of the station throughout as well, and there's just going to be a lot more to it. So it's going to be it's just going to be nice. So I really do like how it turned out overall, and and I kind of saw these, and I was like, I didn't even realize those existed. With those walls that I was just showing off. So yeah, these op booths, I'm very excited for the op booth as well. Like, I thought the op booth actually turned out, I was actually really proud of this op booth. It's a very simple, but, I detailed it to where I was like, that looks like an op booth, a wooden op booth. I just love, that's something I've been really liking doing lately, is just creating some operator booths that, kind of differ from the generic little white stand that is like on every single Planet Coaster spot. And but this station is still not complete even after this episode, so just keep that in mind, that there's still plenty of work we still have to do on this station as well. So very excited on how it's going to turn out. It's so far turning out really, really good. And I'm just excited to see what it brings in the future. And see where it. I wish I could just time travel to this park of when it's done, because I want to see what it's gonna look like. But first off, we have to, I guess, build the time machine first, which we kind of did already. But unfortunately, it's all fiction. But anyways, just working a little bit on the exits, of course, and I want the exits, I kind of wish you could go without placing the generic entrance and exit pieces on there. I wish they had like an option to make like an invisible version of it, so you can kind of really just customize it, because you gotta kind of work around it. It's kind of like sci-fi, very modern sci-fi-ish. The little gates, entrance and exit gates, or whatever. But anyways, this is me trying to figure out a cubby system for the ride, and I didn't have there wasn't a whole lot of space on this side, so I was trying to kind of figure out what I was gonna do. And so the cubbies just weren't working out for me at the start, and I kind of did something by accident that kind of triggered something really, really nice with it. So I was very, very pleased of what I did end up doing. And I actually looked in the Steam Workshop to see what was available, and nothing really piqued my interest there. So I actually found these guys here, and I was like, what if I just made like this, wooden shelf that people can put their stuff on? And it actually turned out pretty cool. So this wooden shelf is pretty much your cubby system. That's where people can put their stuff. And I just made it all the way down the line of the station, so you usually have cubby systems, but this is just a little shelf where you can throw your stuff on. I was thinking about something a little bit different, but it's very simplistic, and theming wise it worked very, very well. And then I wanted to make like a little op booth gate, that way the op booth's not just open, that there's actually a gate that they that they would go through. So that worked out really good. And then we get more into the structure of the station, and that is getting here closer to the roof. And the roof, you have the I always start with the skeletons of the roof, and then of course you have to get the roof itself. And I kind of want to make a custom roof, so the roof that I do place on the ride is not final. I'm thinking about making like a wooden kind of roof, and I used the old metal rustic kind of roof as a placeholder to try and get my shaping of the station roof. And so yeah, I might change that up and actually make my own custom roof and use those as guides, and then in the end actually delete those. But for right now it's gonna stay. So we get our horizontal cross beams here for our structure, and I'm very proud. It's a very simple design for a roof, and it actually worked very well. And I would say that I'm pretty good at making the skeletons roofs for stations at this point. Like, I'm starting to really get comfortable with at least generic stations, like very simple shaped stations, the rectangular shape stations anyways. But I do want to add a little bit more depth to this eventually. Like I said, it's very bare bones by the end of it, and it's just a simple station, and we're going to work on that probably in the next episode a little bit more. So we're going to add a little bit more depth to the station, add a little bit more shaping and character to it. And I always like doing my roofs with the top piece kind of a little bit more elevated than the other slanted roofs. I've always enjoyed how that looks. It adds a little bit more shaping to the roof and a little more character to it. Again, I'm thinking about doing my own custom roof, but for right now, I do have this as if anything, like a placeholder at the moment. So that is what that's going to be. And then, of course, these skeleton parts of the roof. And these don't actually take too much time. And it's a really nice detail to have because it just makes that part realistic for your roofing. So again, if you're trying to create realistic stations, this is definitely a must-have. If you're making like a classic wooden kind of station, if you're making a modern station, you might be able to not have to do this, but when you're making like nice classic coaster stations, these wooden structures really help add that little layer of detail that a lot of coaster stations use. So I don't think we really work on the station anymore as of right now on the rest of the episode. That's about it. So again, it's the very bare bones of the station, and that's how it kind of looks. And being in the live stream, I did kind of show off the park a little bit, and it was here towards the end, so I didn't do a whole lot of building towards the end, and I was actually showing off a little bit, so that's kind of why the time-lapse kind of froze right there. But actually we do just a little bit more foliage and planting some bushes here, and I did a couple of different off-ride shots of the ride, showing it off a little bit here. So there's a little fast shot of those flying by. So I am very satisfied of the layout of the coaster, and I just can't wait till everything just kind of comes together. And really trying to debate with the we're going to be doing some queue line, of course, soon as well, and figuring out where all that's going to go. So anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this series as much as I am. Again, I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with the videos and live streams here lately, so I'm trying to get more out as possible. I'm trying to find time to do this because it's really hard to kind of find time to get streams going and getting videos put together, because after I do the stream, I have to put the videos together for YouTube as well, which doesn't take too much time, but I literally have to just do the voiceover, edit it, the editing process. I pretty much have a template for the episodes. I plop the episode in, speed it up, adjust the audio length for the background music, and literally just do a voiceover and then save it. So that's all it takes to edit these episodes. So the episodes are really fast to edit and get out on YouTube. Doesn't take too much time. The most time it takes is just rendering. The rendering process of the episodes is what takes the longest. But just getting the time, because each episode is about a little over 2 hours or more of screen time. So I record for about 2 hours, maybe just a little more than 2 hours, and it results in around a 15 to 20 minute video on the time-lapse version. So it works really well. And this is the last part I did. I actually decided to go ahead and make this little launch house, and this house, this little building here is going to sit right underneath the launch. It kind of supplies the power supply for like the launch system and everything, at least for this first launch. It's just a little layer of detail that I wanted to add to really kind of throw in that detail that makes you go, oh, that actually is powering the launch system and everything like that. So you'll see these quite often on launch coasters and stuff. You'll actually see it like at least some sort of building or something that the launch sits under or nearby, and it's just kind of like a little supply house. Usually the electronics and everything to help power the launches and everything and like that. But anyways, that's gonna about do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and be sure to comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. And if you want to check out the live streams live, anyways, these episodes live, be sure to follow me on Twitch, and make sure your notifications are on if you want to be notified of when I go live. So yeah, so I hope you guys, again, I have enjoyed this series as much as I have, and I can't wait to get to the next episode and just get this coaster going. It's really, really amazing. But anyways, just keep watching. Yeah. And make sure you guys have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. I will catch you guys all in the next episode or live stream, whichever you see me in next. Thanks so much, guys, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Goodbye.